The faithful transmission of the gospel message from one generation to the next is at the heart of the mission of God's people. Paul, the foremost missionary of the Christian faith, spent his life investing in others in the hopes that the message he proclaimed would continue to resound throughout the world long after his death. Paul knew that his death was imminent as he wrote his second letter to Pastor Timothy in Ephesus. Imprisoned in a hole in the ground in Rome, Paul penned a passionate letter to his son in the faith. By this time it was clear that Paul's life would soon end, and though he longed to see Timothy again, he knew that might never be possible. 2 Timothy drips with emotion as the aging Paul begged his beloved Timothy to stay true to the faith in an age of apostasy. Paul knew that the life of a pastor is fraught with dangers and challenges, and that Timothy would face overwhelming burdens in the days ahead. He compared the Christian life and ministry in particular to the work of a soldier, an athlete, and a farmer, since each job requires diligent perseverance in the face of obstacles in order to accomplish their objectives. As a pastor, Timothy would need to tirelessly labor and not give up in order to properly care for God's people. Central to his pastoral duties is the preaching of the Word of God. He needed to handle this responsibility with all seriousness, guarding the proper content of the gospel message and protecting the church from false teaching and heretical doctrine. Paul's life and mission served as an example to Timothy of the type of persecution that would await those who continue to boldly proclaim the Word of God. Yet Paul reminded Timothy of the great reward that awaits those who keep their focus fixed on Christ and persevere to the end. Timothy must not lose heart, though the world is broken and marred by sin, and his mentor would soon be gone. Jesus was a sufficient source of strength to faithfully fulfill the ministry with which Timothy was entrusted. Just as Timothy did, all of God's people will find 2 Timothy a reminder of the glorious privilege of representing God to others and the need to continue in this work, even in the face of great opposition. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and of love and of self-control. 2 Timothy 1:7.